One.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the More You Noble Sports Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. Once again, I am Mike Noble, joined by a jail cell in the University of Illinois. Caleb Noble is with me, and we begin today, September the 12th, with a Cardinal lead of 8.5 games over the dead Brewers.
I think it's only 8 games.
It's 8.5.
Not that I know of.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, but
It's
you're
8.
wrong.
It's 8 games.
Well, so I was wrong. Well, not according to MLB.com. It's 8.5.
It's 8.
Yeah, well, I don't know what to tell you.
What do you have them at 76, 5 and 66, and us is 83 and 58?
I'm looking at it right here, folks. 8.5. Milwaukee Brewers are back 8.5 games. So I don't know what to tell you. Sorry about it.
It's 8.
So you're telling me that MLB, the actual website of the game, is wrong?
Well, I'm on the app of the game, and it says 8, and that's what it is. I don't know what to tell you. It's 8.
I don't feel like that's true.
It is. What do you think? What's their record to you on yours?
70 and 63 for Milwaukee.
70 and 63. They're 75 and 66.
What, did I go into a time warp? What is happening?
They're 75 and 66.
Hey,
and
MLB.
And 58.
September 12th. Yeah, the Brewers.
Yeah, they're 75 and 66.
Why is this so wrong?
I don't know. 8 games.
8 games it is. What happened to my phone?
I don't know what you did. Did you have a screenshot of it?
No, I'm not that dumb or that old. I know how to use the phone.
Apparently not. I got found it just fine.
I don't know what
anyway,
is happening.
I don't know, but they were 9.5. Then they lost the game. And then the Brewers won 2 games that day.
Well,
and that
this
was a game
is
and a half
just
difference.
one big fugazi.
All right. Well, we're 8.5 up. 8 games up.
Okay, we're 8 up. Hey, today is September 12th, and we are 8 games up on the Milwaukee Brewers.
Yep. The division's over unless they somehow find a way to lose all 4 to Milwaukee.
Yeah,
that'd be the only way I could see them getting back in it. And the Cardinals have a tough stretch coming up. They do. So they really need to take care of business this week. This week they have 7 games, right? Yeah. 2 against Milwaukee, 5 against Cincinnati. I'd say go 5-2 and the division's yours.
I think if you go 4-3, the division's yours, but I like 5-2 better.
They had a mediocre week last week. I'd like them to play well going into a pretty big week the next week.
Earlier on the pod, at some point I talked about how I just didn't see the Brewers going on a sustained loss streak. I still don't, but I also don't see them going on a sustained winning streak. So I just don't. I don't trust them. I know, and we're going to get to obviously this last week, which had Cardinal fans in one big old fucking tizzy for absolutely no reason. It's like, have you ever watched a 162 game season in your life?
I don't know. I'd rather them go cold right now.
They went 4-3.
Yeah, 4-3 feels worse, but when you're playing the Nationals and the Pirates, I can be fair and say that's true. And to be honest, they could have easily gone 1-6.
They could have,
but they
didn't.
They came back 3 times, but they didn't. Yeah, you're right. It matters what the end of the game says, but they weren't playing well. I'm not gonna sit here and say that they were playing a good brand of baseball. They were not. They did not play well this week. But the fact that they could have a week like that and still go 4-3. And still have an 8-game lead in the division says everything about what they've been able to do over the last 2 months.
Says a lot. Yeah, I agree. Went to the game on Thursday, the Waino game that tied the record, right? 324, 325 on Wednesday night. So, by the way, those of you not doing anything, go to the game Wednesday night. If you can get a ticket, that'll be awesome for them to break the record. Waino didn't look good from the jump. He just didn't. It's cool. Got to see Yachty hit 2 bombs. Saw Brendan Donovan reach base 5 times. That was it. Waino wasn't good. The bullpen wasn't good. It was an ugly. We left early. Thought they might come back there for a minute, and then we're like, we got out.
Yeah, no. And here's the thing. And here's also, so we've played 141 games so far. So my math, I'm not great at math, but I would say that means there's 21 games remaining. So the Cardinals have to go what would it be? So I just said there's 20 to 21 games remaining. So
I'm going to let you work through this because this is good TV.
Here's what they're going to have to be 13-8, which is playing below how they've been playing for the Brewers to even catch them, and the Brewers would have to win every game.
Fair.
So they're not catching them. If the Cardinals go 14-7 in the remaining games, the Brewers can't catch them.
Correct.
That's if the Brewers win every single game, they'd be one game back. So
right.
I think they're going to be fine. But Waino said his what's it called? His windup, his mechanics just feel out of sorts. He'll figure it out.
They've been out of sorts for a few starts now, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, his last really good start was that no-hitter into the 7th, I think it was, against Milwaukee. But since then, he's been trying to kind of finding it. But he hasn't been horrible. Like, he's been going 5. He's been giving up 3 or 4. It's not good, but he still gives you a chance to win every time he goes out there, basically.
He just looks very hittable right now. You know what I mean? Like a big league hitter. I don't care if you're 1 through 9 in the lineup. I was trying to tune in on him, mainly because he was on my fantasy team. By the way, my fantasy team's dead. I'm out. Baseball fantasy dead. Football fantasy dead. We'll talk about that later. I think fantasy sports have passed me by.
My fantasy team, I hate Tom Brady, dude.
I'm talking about baseball.
Will never be buried.
I was in the playoffs and they died.
Football too.
Yeah, I thought we'd get
I didn't even come close to the playoffs. I didn't even care.
So anyway, was watching Waino, and he just looks 1 through 9 like everybody's gonna hit him hard at the big league level right now. And even the breaking ball. I think teams are really, really starting to sit on the breaking ball, which I know then you're exposed to the fastball, but when you're throwing 88, 89, big league hitters can still look breaking ball and hit an 88-mile-an-hour fastball. They can.
Yeah, the problem is he just doesn't have command of all of his pitches, or he seems to be missing 3 pitches every start lately. Like if his sinker's working, his cutter and his curveball aren't working. If his curveball's working, his cutter and sinker aren't working.
Cutter was incredibly flat on Thursday.
Yeah,
it appeared to me.
I think he'll figure it out. I believe Dakota Hudson's going to make a start this weekend. If he looks good against Cincinnati on the doubleheader, I seriously consider going to a 6-man rotation until the season ends.
Yeah, I mean, you've been talking about that for a little bit, and I don't think it's a bad idea. It's something that the guy who's actually going to be on our next pod, Mike Godar, will talk to him. He'll be on with us the 19th, I think. Talk to him, and that's something he's been advocating for 2 or 3 years. I was originally against it. I've moved over to the dark side as far as that goes, especially now. And this is something you've been talking about for a month. I don't think they're going to do it, though.
I'm not a fan of the 6-man rotation unless you're in a position they're in right now down the stretch where you have a big lead. And if you lose every Dakota Hudson start, and that's 1 out of 6 games, who gives a shit?
He's been good in Memphis.
Who cares? Oh, okay, everyone. Yeah, I don't care. I really don't.
Pitch clock. We talked about it on here. The pitch clock. He has to throw.
I mean, you can say that, but he also has the fastest in between. Like he has the shortest amount of time in between pitches in our rotation on average this year. Like he is like 14 seconds, so it's not even really what it is. It feels leisurely because he throws so many balls, but it's really not that slow. I don't know. I mean, I just don't care. Like you lose once every 6 games automatically. That's not going to happen because he does give you chances to win. He's not ever really horrible. But also, you just need to save Waino and Michaelis' arm when you can. And it's like these games don't matter all that much. They don't. I think I'm officially ready to say I don't see any chance of them getting the bye. So if you need to rest guys, rest guys.
Yeah, I agree. Just to kind of go through, we don't have to spend a lot of time on it because it was the Nationals and the Pirates. But just to kind of go through it, obviously Thursday we talked about it. There's not much to talk about. Waino didn't look great. Yachty hit 2 jacks. That was pretty cool.
That was cool.
Donnie was on base 5 times. Outside of that, there really wasn't much good to talk about.
No, but the game we do need to hit on because we didn't talk about the National Series, correct?
That's I thought we'd start out. Obviously Monday. Monday Flaherty, not great, not terrible. Lose 6-0. Offense
Flaherty was really
up.
Good on Monday.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like he was okay.
No, he was really good. Was it 1 run, 5 innings? That's what I predicted.
I thought he gave this was his second start, right?
That was his first start.
Oh.
1 run, 5 innings. He was really good. Shit. Sorry.
Okay. My apologies.
Yeah. He was good. Offense was not. Yeah, he was 1 run, 5 innings. And then someone came in the 6th and blew it up. I don't know who that was. Oh, it was Palante. That was a lot of bad luck.
Palante.
I'll be honest with you. That series, the Nationals didn't hit anything hard except for Luke Voigt.
Right.
Like, I was getting so annoyed because I swear to God, Nolan hit like 4 balls, 110 right at the third baseman. And next thing you know, there's 4 bloopers later. And I think that highlights more of a problem than I'd like to admit of the fact that they don't have many guys that miss bats.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
Helsley, it's Gio, it's Jordan Hicks is starting to miss a lot of bats. He's been really good. But other than those 3, it's like, what do you have? Who misses bats?
Montgomery's
He
been
has
good.
been, but I don't know how much you can rely on that against a playoff team. And I
Right.
also and Jack is that guy when he's right, but he had 0 strikeouts yesterday.
Yeah.
So I don't know. They need to have people that can strike people out. Jordan Hicks, I think he's been really good, man. I know he gave up a run yesterday, but that was bullshit. I mean, he struck the guy out. The umpire missed the
Right.
call, and then
That was
it's over.
terrible. And the guy goes bridge on him.
Not only was that a strike, I also think he went, and they said no to both. So whatever.
I know.
But the game, I don't know. I don't have much to say about the Washington series. I mean, the Tuesday game was kind of boring. Other than the Wednesday game,
Well,
that
actually,
was
I
an
kind of want to
awesome
talk
game.
about the Tuesday game just quickly. It was
Okay.
nice to see Q come back. I know he's been great. Don't get me wrong, but he looked good Tuesday.
Yeah,
Command of all pitches, and then Helsley came in and shut it down.
You want to table the Quintana talk until we talk about the Pirates series?
Yeah, that's fine. That's
Because
fine.
he just did it again yesterday, and I was kind of going to save it for
Yeah.
the Helsley
Wednesday.
entrance. We should probably mention that. The Helsley entrance was on Tuesday. That was awesome.
Okay. It still needs a little tweaking.
I don't know. I thought that, but then I heard that they did it because they wanted it to seem like the opponents were going into hell, and then I got really into it.
Don't mind the colors. Don't mind the flesh. They need to be better with the board, and you got to get the bell earlier. Like, that's it.
It was better. The timing of it was a lot better.
It's better.
You could kind of hear the bell. The bells are hard to hear. When I listened really closely, you could hear it. It started right when they turned the lights off. Is when the bell started. I was thinking that I wanted them to do it longer, but then I realized that the fielders have to see it throw the ball to Goldie. So they can't really, and he has to warm up. So they can't really do it longer.
Right.
But I think it's cool. I like that they're doing it. I like the fire on the Helsley's name. So I think it was cool. I think if you're there, it's probably awesome.
And this has been my thing all along, and it's petty and it's okay. I just don't like that it tells bells. To me, that's Trevor Hoffman. When I hear the bell, Trevor Hoffman, like inner Sandman should always be Mo.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. I get that that's his nickname. That's awesome. I'm just saying that's one thing. To me, that's a Trevor Hoffman entrance that San Diego perfected for 10, 15 years. That's all I'm saying.
The one thing I will say is I doubt Trevor Hoffman gives one singular shit about it.
Agreed. No, I'm the one. Care. See, I care more than Trevor Hoffman.
No, it's the Padres fans that are all shitting on it. But
I don't blame them.
I know I don't blame them either, but I argue with them because it's fun and they don't have anything to say back to me because they've never won anything in their life. But I don't know. I don't mind it. It's his nickname. It fits him very well. I like it. You call him Hells. It tells bells.
Yeah.
I don't know. He looked a little weird lately. We might want to talk about that.
Yeah, I got it on my list. Also, within Wednesday game, you get the comeback win, which was awesome. Unbelievable. First team. I told you this. First team to win, or maybe I told somebody else. I sent
it to you on Twitter.
Fair. First team to win down 4, going in the 9th inning all year in Major League Baseball.
Bottom of the 9th inning.
Right, bottom of the 9th. They were 0-817.
Mm-hmm.
That's a wild stat.
Yeah, and because I immediately when I heard that, I was thinking of the Mets when they came back from down 6 in the 9th against the Phillies, but they were on the road, so that's why I tried to clarify that. It was awesome. Like, I feel like every time that they lead off, whether it's Newt or Donovan, whoever's leading off, you just feel like you get one guy on, and then next thing you know, we did it again yesterday. You get another guy on, and then you got the big boys coming up. It's like just give them a chance to tie this or do whatever they can do. And the way that they did that, I mean, the at-bats in that inning were so impressive. I wish they would do this all the time. They were so impressive.
Yes.
Like Tyler had the best at-bat of the whole inning, I think. Yadi's single was huge, obviously, with 2 outs. You're thinking when Yadi's up in that situation that he's not going to bring the runner home. So he just got to extend it at that point to tie it. And then for Tommy to jump on the first pitch, the thing that I loved about that inning the most was his post-game. He said everyone else was taking first pitch, but at that point the time runs up. So if he gives me the pitch, I'm going to swing at it if he gives me a fastball. And I think, honestly, they had he got into such a groove of throwing the first pitch fastballs for strikes because no one was swinging at it. Tommy was just ready for it.
Right.
And, man, I thought Alex caught that ball. I was going to be distraught. I couldn't believe it when it landed because they like doing that to us where they get so close but don't come back. And I was like, oh, my gosh.
How about DeLuzio getting his first major league run that way?
That guy, that's why right after he scored, all I thought was that's why he's here. That guy, he was running 30.2 feet per second home.
It's like a
He was
cheetah.
not going to be denied there. That guy was.
No, that was
I thought he
incredible.
was going to be held up, and he was already scoring.
Then I jinxed him on Thursday. They come back and they didn't look good on Thursday. And then you go to Pittsburgh and you take 2 of 3 like you had. Like that's what you should do. I'm not saying they were pretty wins. They don't have to be. Like you've worked your butt off to get to this situation for a reason. And now when you can win these games and take these games away from teams, this is why you're here. Like yesterday, obviously the Albert home run, and we'll talk about Albert. I want to talk about Albert here in a little bit. But but whatever, nobody, I'm watching every show today is Albert's home run, right? Nobody's showing Tyler's. That's the one that won the game.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that makes sense. Nobody cares.
I'm not saying I don't understand it. I'm simply saying, like, you bury the lead there. You know what I mean?
I will say that I think the Cardinals they've gone under the radar for how well they've been playing for the last 2 months because of Albert. And I get it. And I have no problem with Albert getting all the recognition because, my God, if anyone in this sport deserves the recognition, it's him.
Right.
But I feel like teams that aren't playing them right now have no idea how complete the team actually is because all they're seeing is Albert highlights. It's like,
I agree.
Albert did hit the home run, but there was 4 other guys that did all incredible things that inning that led to the win.
Right. I mean,
all the
Friday night, Miles didn't look good. Miles didn't look good Friday night at all.
Yeah. He didn't have a slider.
No.
I'm not.
We're gonna talk about
either. I'm gonna be
honest. We're talking about rotations
I'm not worried
later.
about either.
Saturday you get the win. I mean, 7-5, great. That was that a Montgomery? No. Who started?
Jack.
That's right.
No. Yeah.
No, Jack. Yeah.
Jack.
Yeah.
They came back in that game too. That was also Albert tying home
Correct.
run. Don't forget about that. Albert tied it. Donnie hit another homer. He's had a power surge last week. And then I want to say, Nolan had that massive double where
Yes.
I thought he was going to pop 5 blood vessels in his brain when he was screaming at third base.
And then you get obviously we talked about the one yesterday. Helsley saving the 2 on Saturday and Sunday, which is always good to see. Back-to-back nights. Listen, yesterday, and a guy that I think we need to talk about a little bit, Chris Stratton's been great.
He's been really good. He's a guy that I think when you got him, borderline, will he be on the postseason roster or not? I still don't know if he'd be in mine, to be honest with you. But he's been good. I mean, he's done everything you asked. He got you out of the game. That was huge. Like, they give up runs there. They don't win that game.
Right.
Like, they'll be deflated. Who knows if they even can score the 3 runs they scored. So, yeah, that was massive.
Did you see the interview with him over the weekend? I think it was Jeremiah Johnson on Valley who did it.
Was it pregame? I didn't see it.
This is the first time he's ever been in a pennant race in his career. Mm-hmm. He's like, it's awesome. This is incredible. He's like, the guys have been unbelievable, which I'm not shocked by that. But, just you don't think about guys like that. Nobody knows Chris Stratton outside of St. Louis until he gets traded here. I've heard of him. I've seen him pitch, but I'm not following Chris Stratton's career, or his trajectory. Yeah. And then now here he is. And, like, first chance, that's got to be, talk about getting that. You talk about getting the call in the morning, like waking up and, you've been traded to the Cardinals. Like, that's got to be awesome.
Yeah. He's probably excited. Mo's got acquired 4 guys at the deadline. They've all been incredibly valuable. All 4.
Yes.
JoJo has Chris Stratton up a little bit, but
Chris Stratton is what they thought either Whitgren or Verhagen were going to be.
That's exactly what he is. He's exactly what they wanted from Whitgren.
Yep.
And he's been even better, honestly. I think you could have told Mo that Stratton up to this point would have a 4.5, and he's like, okay. Like, is he covering our innings?
My only suggestion to Mo is in the offseason, don't sign any relievers. Not a one. Because either we've got him in our farm system or you're going to find him.
Well, no, because then we get in the situation we were in where we need to go get Chris Stratton.
You know what I'm saying.
Who,
you
by the way,
understand my point.
Year. That's a guy we got for a year and a half. People forget that. So he'll be back next year.
Who?
Chris Stratton.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, Verhagen will be back too.
No, he won't.
That impingement's going to take a little while longer to heal, you're saying?
Maybe he will. Maybe he'll come back and be good, and in a year we'll forget that we were having these conversations.
Just a few things before we'd like to apologize to Newt and Yachty. We really pumped up old Newt and we sent him into a spiral. That's on us. That's our fault.
He looked really good yesterday, I thought.
He did. But for the 19 games prior, he had not, and that was our fault. We literally did a full segment on Lars Nootbaar and how great and how sustained success it will be. And then the poor guy goes right into a tailspin.
He was 0 for 20. That's not good. But I feel like that kind of needed to happen. He wasn't going to be hot the whole time. They figured him out. I think he'll be fine. I really do. I don't
Okay.
know if he's your leadoff
And
hitter right now. I think he might be your 9 hitter
it's
still.
Brendan Donovan.
Yeah, and then it's Tommy or it's Dickerson in the 2 hole.
Yeah, you've got flexibility. Agreed.
Yeah.
And then I also think we buried Yachty. Mainly you.
Who?
You
I didn't
buried him.
bury him. I just told him I didn't want
He
to
was
hit homers.
washed up. You said he was
I've
done.
never. Don't
that he
spread
shouldn't
rumors
play.
like that. Stop for real. Stop. Don't do that. I don't want that out there.
Real.
Don't do that. Yeah,
Stop
I don't want that
real.
out there. That's a lie.
I'm kidding.
I never said that.
It was
Well, then it say it's a
What
joke.
do you think's going to happen? You think somebody's going to clip this, send it to Yachty, and he's going to blackball you?
Or what if I ever get an interview with Yachty? He only hears that 10-second clip and then never talks to me.
Well,
after he wins the World Series MVP.
Whatever it is that you and I could have done to get him jump started, I think we can again pat ourselves on the back for that. Yeah, he's been great.
Really good. Kyle Reese has been on this train that it looks like he was taking spring training at bats. Don't like that, by the way. Go to Memphis, please, next time you want to do that. But he looks fine. He just looks like Yachty now, which is all I ask.
And you and I've talked. He's going to have a big September, a big October moment. Like we know that's what he does. And just to see him now start to have more, and to see the sheer joy of him and Albert. And I know, like, it's so much bigger than we can even discuss. Like, this is not lifelong, but 20-year friendship, 24-year, 23. I don't know, 20+ year friendship. It's not just like teammates, and as well as I do. Playing sports, you're with those guys more than you're with your family. But we don't understand, I think, at the professional level, where you are really with them way more than you are your family.
I mean, it's 180, 180 games, 180 days, and you're with them every one of those, basically, except for the rare home off day you have. Like, that's all.
And a month and a half of spring training.
Yeah, and this reminds me of, I don't remember, I have this memory. You had a newspaper clipped. And it was Yachty and Waino hugging, and it said something about them like being brothers or something. And this was like 2008 probably when I saw this. And now we're in 2022, and they're playing together, and both of them are playing really well. Albert's chasing 700. Yachty's chasing the battery record with Waino. And not only that, like, this would be cool if they were on a 60 and 102 team. They were chasing a World Series, legitimately chasing a World Series right now. Like, I can't even imagine. That's perfect for them. And I hope to God if they win it, I don't know. I hope Waino goes out with them almost. If they're able to do what they want to do in October.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying completely, and I don't disagree with that one iota. I think it's time that we have, like, we've gone. I don't know how long we've gone here, but I think, like, I know that we do this player of the week, and I know whatever player of the series we just did a week this time.
I don't even know if there would have been one in the other.
There is. It's Albert. There isn't. It's Albert.
Yeah,
I just wanted to go through some things, and then I'm going to let you react when I'm done. As someone, you weren't even born when Albert came up. So to watch the trajectory, I've said it forever, best 10 years of a right-handed hitter I've ever seen in my life.
11.
Well, he was only here for 10.
He was here for 11.
Well, okay, I meant from 2001 to 2011. Sorry, 11 seasons. Either way. Yeah. Right, best I've ever seen. He leaves and goes to Anaheim. Whatever happens there. Comes back. I put out a tweet today because we both talked about how we don't want to see him, he can get exposed. He can do this. He can do whatever, as far as facing right-handed pitchers, but whatever. When we signed Albert, you and I both were like, okay, this is great. As long as they use him in certain situations, whatever. Early on, they weren't doing that. He was playing once every homestand, everything, no matter what, right? Lefty, righty, whatever. But, I mean, first we thought Albert's here simply to sell tickets. I'm not saying he hasn't, but that's not why he's here. Zero chance to catch A-Rod. Scratch that one off the list. Right? Fasting. Because these are things you and I have said. It's not just me. I mean, whatever. Absolutely less than zero chance to get to 700. Might happen this week. Might not happen. Might happen this week. This is one big farewell tour. Mo's at it again. Ballpark Village will be packed. The stadium will be packed. That might all be true. Cardinals are in fucking first place, right?
And they're one of the best teams in baseball.
Exactly. Should never face right-handed pitching. I'm not going to argue that the overall numbers. I think he's right around a 600 OBP for the year. Since July, he's at almost an 800 OPS. Sorry, almost an 800 OPS.
He's found a second wind
against right-handers. Taking away at bats from the youth. We talked about that either on here or just you and I talking about it. Nope, he's not taking away at bats. In fact, he might need more bats. I don't know. I've said on there multiple times. It's like, again, just a few more things, and I'm going to let you react. I just kind of want to get this all out there because I think he deserves it. He currently has a higher on base percentage than any season he had with the Angels, or OPS. Sorry, higher OPS than any. I don't know why I said OBP than any season with the Anaheim Angels. He's 2 RBIs away from 2,200, which means if he gets that people are like, oh, well, whatever. That means in his career he's going to average 100 a year. That's, for a guy who missed a big chunk of games, that's an unbelievable stat. 16 away from Babe Ruth, which would put him second all time in RBIs. I don't think he's going to get 16 more RBIs. Hey, 2 grand slams, who knows? I don't think he's going to do it, but I also didn't think he was going to get to 697.
I want to put him past him.
Right. So these are just numbers just to look at. Sorry. 325, 16 away from Babe puts him second all time. 325 breaks record on pace to have the second highest weighted runs created plus over 42. Right? 325. He has 139 right now. Okay. So I apologize. I had my numbers wrong there. Bonds had a 157. I mean, I don't know what you do there. But it's also like he's not just doing this in 8-0 games where he comes out and faces a lefty. In the last week and a half, last 2 weeks, I guess, he's won 4 games. You and I were at the Cubs one, the Nationals home run, which really I guess wasn't the winner, but you know what I mean. And then
we were at the Brewers one.
Oh, and the Cubs one. Sorry, 5 to win games.
Mm-hmm. And let's not forget about the Rockies one where he came in and put the game out of reach with a grand slam in the 3rd inning.
I mean, those numbers alone, like I don't know what to say as far as the one weighted runs created. That's an unbelievable stat at the age of 42. Like Bonds 157, that's laughable. That's hilarious. The apology tour continues for me. Apology tour should continue for all. I've said it 48 times. I'm going to continue to say we're watching a goddamn Disney movie.
Here's what I'll say: as the biggest thing to me, all the things you said about why they signed him, all that stuff, that may be true. That may have been a factor.
Agreed.
I guarantee it was a factor into why they would sign him. And even if it was a factor, I don't give a shit. You're bringing Albert Pujols back to St. Louis. You know you're going to make money, but also he deserved that chance to come back here. So that's all he did for us. Like, he deserved that chance. There was a spot you weren't taking the bats away from anyone to keep him here. But also, like, it's Albert Pujols. He doesn't give a shit why they signed him. He's going to go out there and he's going to try and win every game. He doesn't even care that he let the people keep his 697th home run ball because her dad died.
How cool was that, by the way?
That's awesome. Like, you just win the 4th place all the time. And honestly, I don't think this is why he did it, but I like to believe this because I'm not an A-Rod fan by any means. I like to think he was like, I don't care about passing A-Rod. Let me get to 700.
I know.
But
I mean, most home runs for a Latin player. That's got to be like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be like one of those. The other cool stat this is the most meaningless stat I'm going to give you ever, probably. Yeah. But he has 12 home runs since the home run derby, most by any derby contestant.
Really?
Yeah. Alonso has 9. He has 12.
Wow.
Isn't that wild?
Like, bad, yeah.
We have Juan Soto's like near the bottom, and then obviously Rodriguez.
I bet J-Rod's coming up. Man.
Well, he was hurt for a bit. Remember, he missed a couple weeks.
Yeah, he had 2
but I mean, 12 since the home run derby. First of all, we said how cool that he's doing the home run derby was awesome, but it almost like got him. It was almost like, oh, I can still do this.
I think it was almost a reminder to him that, hey, this is it. Yeah, this is your last 3 months. Like, go out the right way.
But and you're right. All the cameras are on, and you watch. No matter where he goes, the cameras are up, the stands are up, the lights are on, the flashes. It reminds me of McGuire in '98. Like that's what it does remind me of. Only he's doing it for a first place team in which he is a massive middle of the order contributor at the age of 42, when literally all of everything I said was against him. And I'm not saying we were wrong for saying this. To be fair, also, you and I both said we loved the signing. We were just hoping that they would utilize him like the Dodgers utilized him last year to put him in places to be successful. Neither you or I poo-pooed the signing. Do you know what I mean? Like, we did.
I was excited about it.
So was I. But I also would, and I think anyone would lie. Even the most vehement Pujols fan and supporter of the move would be lying if they said they saw anything remotely, not this, but remotely like this being what happened.
And if we want to be honest, the reason he's gotten this high into this level of confidence is because they started using him correctly.
Agreed.
Like, that's why he's where he's at right now. And it just doesn't, I don't know. I mean, when I saw yesterday, it was 2-0, and he took 2 sliders off the plate because he doesn't chase still. And I saw them set up for a fastball away, and I was like, in my head, I was like, if he leaves that thing anywhere close to the middle, he's going to do it again. And he just destroyed to right center, Dad. Right center field.
I know. He said, I was just trying to hit a pitch the other way, and it just happened to go out.
Nolan Arenado can't even physically do that with the Cardinals.
He hasn't this year.
Not one home run he's hit with the Cardinals.
No, not one.
To anywhere but left or left center.
Not one. So, you know what's also wild to me is, like I said, you can tell I love the Acuna, the LeBron, whatever you want to call it. I love it. Oh, I love the pepper grinder. He is fully invested, not just in the home run chase or the home run or his legacy. He's fully invested in a World fucking Series. That's all he cares about.
That's all he's ever been invested in.
And this is the most homer thing I'm ever probably going to say. They're going to win the World Series. I mean, it is, the script is right. Everything we've said.
If you acknowledge it, the script doesn't matter.
Okay, that's fair. I'm just telling you.
Take it back.
Nope. I'm just telling you.
No, stop. Don't even say it again.
First of all,
No,
I did have you had the power to jinx Yachty and Newt. I don't have that power.
The only time the Cardinals ever win World Series is when no one expects it, so I'm not even going to acknowledge it.
Well, they don't. No one does expect them. I'm not expecting it. I'm saying
you just said it was going to happen. You are expecting it.
Not saying that this is like a big expectation. I'm just letting you know what is writing itself out in front of us is one of the greatest movies of all time.
I think I don't even want to hear about the storybook. I think as a team, they have a chance to win a World Series.
Agreed. I
think they're a good enough team to win a World Series. Now, there's about 5 of those in the National League.
You just yelled at me.
Yeah, I didn't say they were going to do it.
Okay.
I would say that them, the Braves, and the Mets all have an even chance to do it. And I think the Dodgers are above them.
Okay.
And I think in the American League, it's the Astros and get out of my face with everybody else.
Now, I disagree. This team over my right shoulder
the Mariners
is red hot, and nobody realizes it because nobody watches.
Remind me when we get to the Mariners. I want to talk about Eugenio Suarez for a little bit.
Sure. We can I'm not going to remember that.
One thing, we need to bring up Max Kellerman. I sent you that video.
Yeah, well, I was going to lead that. I thought you were going to react with what I said to that.
Okay, go for it.
No. I'm saying I thought
if you had it planned, I'd rather you do it.
No. You said do, first of all.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you do. Oh, you do.
You're an idiot. Okay, well, good.
Anyway, I thought my Albert montage of stats was going to lead right into your Max Kellerman destruction of his human soul.
Oh, okay. Well, we can get into that then. So if you guys aren't familiar, there's a video circling around on Twitter. You can find it. Look up Max Kellerman. He's getting blasted, rightfully so, of him basically insinuating without saying that Albert is doing something to cheat to do what he's doing, whether it's steroids or cork bat or juice ball. I don't care what it is. It's one of the 3. One, he's a coward because he knows if he actually says what he's trying to insinuate, he will get immediately sued, and he will probably be fired when he's proven incorrect. So that's why he's not actually saying it. So don't say, well, he didn't say it. He can't say it. He said it. I mean, remember when Albert had all that stuff happening? He had lawsuits on like 10 journalists when they were accusing him of doing it. And if they actually said it, they're going to get sued and you're going to lose because that's defamation. But that's cowardice. But also, this frustrates me so much. Here's the thing. This is the greatest thing happening in sports right now, what Albert is doing. And nothing's close. Not Tom Brady being back, not Shohei Ohtani, even though that's remarkable. It's Albert Pujols. How do you possibly find a way to not enjoy what's happening? How do you find a way to a guy who's given everything to a sport for 22 years, how do you find a way to try and take that away from him? And also, the thing that pisses me off the most is anyone watching Max Kellerman's show is not watching it for baseball, so they're probably not baseball fans. So now these dumbasses that watch his show, because the people that watch his show are probably dumbasses, are now going to be saying that Albert Pujols is a cheater because that's all they've heard.
I'm going to answer your question on why is he saying it. Because Max Kellerman isn't fucking relevant anymore. He got booted off the Stephen A. Smith show. Molly Karen kicked his ass to the ground. The sides, we don't want you on this show anymore, essentially. And then Stephen A. joined in. So he's on the radio on some obscure Sirius channel. No one gives two fucks
He's on
about
ESPN
Max.
still.
What does he do? Like boxing stuff
He has
on
his
there?
own show. He has his own show.
Oh, he has. Oh, so they actually did
That's
give
what
him
he
his
was
own
talking
show.
on. Yeah, that's what he was
Oh,
talking
I thought that was via his radio thing.
It's ESPN, I believe.
Okay, well, another problem right there. ESPN and baseball go together like fucking oil and water.
But that's my biggest issue with it. There's no people watching that are baseball fans.
Max Kellerman is a moron. Max Kellerman has been a moron his entire life. Like whenever, literally, I tried to watch that show. He is unlistenable. He is not intelligent when it comes to thoughts. He's great in boxing, from what I hear. I don't know shit about boxing. I hear he knows a lot about boxing. But when he starts talking football, baseball, basketball, or hockey, he knows nothing. And that's him being trying to make himself relevant again.
The biggest problem to me is it's like, why? What is the reason? Why are you defaming someone who has given so much to the sporting world? Like Albert Pujols was the greatest show in baseball for 10 years.
Right.
Well, after Barry retired, so 5 years, we can say, I guess. But why? Like, what is the point? And I don't know Max Kellerman. I don't know his motivations. I know that if he's doing, there's not really anything redeeming this to me. Like either one, you're saying it because you believe it, which makes you an idiot, or two, you're saying it just for views, which is way worse because you're trying to ruin someone's legacy just to get people to watch your show, which, by the way, is called This Just In, and I've never heard of it, and I'm assuming there's a reason. This Just In, I've never heard of your fucking show.
Yeah, he's an idiot. Like I said, he's an idiot. I've never been a fan. Now I hate him even more. I will probably tweet at him later tonight.
And I don't like coming after journalists generally because that's what I'm trying to go into, and I don't want to burn bridges. But that is like so unredeemable to do that to someone. Like I would never in my life, when LeBron starts to go out and when he's chasing Kareem down in points, there will never be anything negative that comes out of my mouth about why LeBron James is so great at the age of 42 or however old he's gonna be.
Right.
Like so I don't understand. I don't get it. It's horrible. And he also doesn't know anything about baseball. Stop talking about my sport.
No. He's a clown.
I can gatekeep it at this point. Stop talking about my sport. Keep it out of your mouth.
Boom. All right. I think next week, what I'd like to do next week, but I do want to get your take on this. Next week, I'd like to kind of dive into what we kind of see the postseason roster shaping up to be. I don't want to do that yet, but maybe next week. But I do want to talk about this because I do think it's an interesting thing. You're going to play a 3-game series at home. Mm-hmm. It's going to be the Brewers, Phillies, or Padres. Right now, it looks like the Padres, but who knows, right? You still got time left. I don't know.
Padres, Phillies, or Brewers, yeah.
Who are your 3 starters in order? Because I think it is something. I'm glad I'm not Ollie. To me, Monty's pitching game 1.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
He's pitching game 3. And here's why. Waino and Miles are 2 of the best pitchers in baseball at home. And if you were to be able to somehow win those 2 games, I want Monty starting game 1 on the road. And then I want Monty Flaherty game 1 and 2 in the NLDS. And then we go back and you got Waino and Miles back again at home.
Okay. Can I just say this without sounding gloom and doom and bad? I would have a hard time sleeping if I lost the first 2 games with Jordan Montgomery not getting to pitch. That's all I'm saying.
Well, if you lose the first game, you can reassess if you want.
Okay. Who would be your game 1 starter, Waino?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's saying
it'd be Monty for me.
Today, September 12th, I'm saying that. In 5 starts, it can change one way or the other.
Right. I agree with that. That's fair.
Where if he continues pitching like this, no. But I don't believe he will. And I just think those 2 are so good at home. They're 2 of the best pitchers in the league at home.
I agree.
And Waino's been doing this for years. I think you give those 2 the guy, and then if you're able to somehow win those 2 games, Dad, you get 2 of the better pitchers on your team, and Monty and Jack, who if Jack's going well and Monty's going well, they're the 2 best pitchers on your team. I agree. You can go straight back to Waino and Miles at home, and that's an advantage again. So I don't know. I mean,
it's just hard for me to look at a guy who the last month has a 1.95 ERA.
Yeah.
Leads the team in strikeouts, leads the team in whip, has been the most dominant guy by a landslide of our starters on the bump, and not look him in the eye. That dude has John Lackey and Chris Carpenter dog in him. He does. And it would be hard for me. I get what you're saying. But if I go Monty game 1 and you do knock on wood, something happens, you lose, then I've got Waino and Miles sitting there in the pocket along with
I get what you're saying,
everybody else.
But here's the thing. If you lose those 2 games with Waino and Miles, you weren't going to win the series anyway, even if Monty wins game 1. They have to win 1 game anyway.
Well, but you don't know who you're going to face in game 2 or game 3. That's different. Like, you're going to
That's
face
fair.
their number one guy. Our number one guy right now is Jordan Montgomery, and I don't even think like I love Wayno. Probably Mount Rushmore favorite Cardinals of all time for me, right? Miles has been very, very good. He's had a few hiccups here and there. The Reds seem to own him, and obviously he had the one in Coors. Whatever, didn't look good in Pittsburgh. But you're going to face.
Be fair though, Wayno against playoff teams, playoff contending teams at home. I mean, incredible. Look what he did against the Braves. Look what he did against the Brewers. Look at what he did against the Dodgers when they were here. He's been great at home against playoff teams.
I'm not, and I guess it's also we'll have to see how everything lines up. I just think if I'm
They'll
going
be able
out,
to line up however they want.
If I got to go out and I got to throw up zeros against Joe Musgrove, Corbin Burns, or
Joe Musgrove,
Aaron
by the way,
Nola / Zach
has been
Wheeler.
Horrible.
Huh?
Joe Musgrove's been one of the worst pitchers in baseball.
Okay, well, Darvish, whoever it is, right? Whoever it is, it's Jordan Montgomery for me. But I understand what you're saying and I respect it. But again, like you said, we've got 4 weeks to make that decision.
They have about 5.
I just kind of want to get your early take on that.
I don't know. I mean, I think he's going to have 5 starts left. If Wayno continues to trend where he is, no way he's even touching a ball for me. But I don't believe that's what's going to happen. I don't think it's Wayno. He's not going to continue being.
What if Jack comes out and dominates his next 5 starts? And that's a big if because I mean we haven't really seen dominant Jack on your
hand where you have 4 guys you feel comfortable giving a ball to. And if Wayno looks bad, Jack comes in.
Right. Okay.
Give him an inning. If he looks bad in the first 2 innings, he's done. Like that's what you can do in a 3-game series. You can afford to do that. So I don't know. I don't think there's any decisions that need to be made. And here's the thing: normally you only need 4 guys in the playoffs. I wouldn't have any problem giving Quintana a start in a 5-game series if you need to, because you had to bring in Jack early in the game to save somebody.
Yeah, so I got you.
So I think they've got a lot of options, but I don't know if we can even make a decision yet because I really want to see. I just don't believe Wayno's this guy that he's been shown the last 3 starts. Like I don't think that's him.
And knowing Wayno and knowing the guys that are in that dugout with Wayno, usually when there's a hiccup, somebody sees it. Those guys, that's what they're watching the entire game. Is the littlest of things. Remember when you and I and Kyle McClellan sat at the Mizzou game? And he picked up in the first 5 pitches every pitch the kid was going to throw.
And from everything I've heard, I do remember that. That was cool. But from everything I've heard,
like, okay, well, this guy's different.
From everything I've heard, that guy for Wayno's always been Jack. He's the guy that always keeps him honest, gets in his face. And I've heard that from Wayno. That's not hearsay. Yeah. He said that on R2C2. Which, by the way, we need to talk about that in a second. That's CC Sabathia's podcast. But
yes.
But so having Jack back probably helps a lot as well. He'll be fine. It's Wainwright. He'll be fine. If anyone in the sport of baseball has earned a team's faith, it's Adam Wainwright.
You can't argue with that. Goldie, Nolan, little slump over the last week, but you look at the last 30 days and just taking a look at OPS, Albert leads the team in the last month in OPS, 1.169. That's insane. Mm-hmm. But Tommy, how about Tommy? 1.05. That's great.
His average is climbing.
Dickey has been.
He's my 2-hitter. He's my 2-hitter every game except for against lefties.
I am so happy for him, dude. I said early on, and it was justifiably, obviously hindsight is always undefeated, but at the time, when you're in it, Dickerson, when he was not playing well, and he was bad, let's just be honest. He didn't look like, and even Danny Mac talked about the other night, his bat looked slow. He looked like he couldn't hit anything. Since he got hurt and, or had maybe already been hurt, I don't know, but went down to Memphis and figured it out. He's a completely different human, and he's the guy that I think we thought we were getting, but only better. We knew that Corey Dickerson could hit. He's way better than what we thought we were getting.
He's Corey Dickerson, but hitting the ball hard.
He's 25-year-old Corey Dickerson.
He's the Corey Dickerson we were facing in Pittsburgh.
Correct.
Except for the Gold Glove part, because God, that guy cannot field. But
he should not be in the outfield in the playoffs.
Made a change that's what's the word when you can I don't know the word I'm trying to think of. I can't think of it. But you can see the change. His bat. Yes. First off, he looks like Goldie when he sets up, so he changed that. But also he just swings hard. He swings hard, so because he doesn't strike out. So when he hits it hard. That double he hit yesterday in the 9th inning was smoked. I was in shock. He hit that thing so hard.
Well, but we even talked about early in the year. He's I think that's him. He swings he takes daddy hacks. There is no doubt about it. He was doing that early in the year, and he just wasn't making. He went right.
Can we stop for 1 second?
Yeah.
Mike Trout just hit his 7th home run in a row in 7 games in a row. He's coming for Griffey. Doesn't Griffey's 8?
9. Right? Griffey and Mattingly both 9, I think.
I thought it was 8.
Is it only 8? Well, look, I've been wrong literally on almost everything else today. So, I mean, I thought it was 9.
You could be right. I don't know why I always thought it was 8. Hold on.
It could be. 9 was the number that stuck here.
8.
Okay. Well, there you go. This is a Griffey jersey, by the way. Like if you were to turn it around.
Man, if he gets 8, man, I love that for him. I'm so happy for him.
Yeah, and also at 33 home runs now, and he missed 42 games.
Yep. He's the best player in the world.
He's going to be a great St. Louis Cardinal next year.
I wouldn't even be surprised. We can talk about that.
Yeah, no, me neither. Not one bit. Like I know people have jokingly said this. I'm not kidding. That would not surprise me. I think it's a
legitimate possibility.
I do too. And also who fits better could you imagine, first of all, could you imagine being a rookie or anybody who didn't hustle out a ground ball and you had to go into the dugout with Goldie, Nolan, and Trout, right? Like
no, I wouldn't go in the dugout. I'd walk away.
I would just keep going out to the bullpen.
Even though those are two of the 3 or 2 of the quieter superstars you'll ever see.
I don't think that they are when you don't respect the game.
Let's get to Mike Trout as a Cardinal in the offseason.
All right.
Because I have a lot of thoughts on that, and I think it makes a lot of sense, but I don't want to talk about it yet.
Well, okay. All right. Just a couple of things I wanted to just hit on. We've talked about the struggles of Goldie and Nolan just last week. Our goalie does a 990 OPS in the month, and Nolan has a 815. Hey, shout out to Ben DeLuzio. He has an 833 OPS.
He's good. I like him as an option in the postseason.
He's going to be on the postseason roster.
Yeah, I said that last week.
Yeah.
And glad you're sticking with me with it. But Goldie had a bad week, and we saw that he looked bad, right? 700 OPS still.
Right. I know.
Because he gets on base so much.
Zero concern with those guys.
He's a guy that's so even-keeled that even though he's struggling, he doesn't try and break out of it because he knows he'll be fine. So he'll take his walks. He's not going to try and head his way out of it.
Anything you want to look at with the Brewers series? You got 5 with the Reds coming up. I mean, that's a lot. Hey, first of all, Cardinal fans, and I'll say this at the end, as I always do, get out and go. I mean, unfortunately, I will not be in town. You sent me a text earlier, go to the games this weekend. I'd be there. But we're going to Louisville for the Bourbon and Beyond Music Festival. So I will be full of music and bourbon.
Yeah, okay, well, that sounds like fun.
So I'm gonna require your updates, like letting me know what's going on.
I send them anyway, even if you're watching it.
Okay. So anyway, but all of you guys go. That place is going to be one. We've already talked about it. It's been a playoff atmosphere for a month now. It's going to be louder than that. Like it's going to. I will never forget the drive-in to watch when McGuire had 61. Right. We were there the night that he broke it with the Cubs. We wanted the tickets for the game before, couldn't get them, ended up getting them that night. Your mom called it literally the pitch before. It was one of the coolest things of all time. But driving across Poplar Street Bridge, and I've been to playoff games down there in the past. It's been a minute because you and I usually watch the games here. But also, like just the amount of ESPN, like the trucks everywhere. And there were people, the entire city was full that night. And I'll never forget it. It was that same way when we beat the Dodgers to clinch to go to the World Series in 2011. No, who do we beat? Who do we beat to clinch?
Brewers.
So it was 06.
We beat the Brewers in 11. I don't know about 06.
2013.
Yes,
was it 13? Boom. Yes. That's it. Okay, that's it. It was at the downtown. Your mom and I went down to Soulard. You'd been somewhere else with some buddies, and we went down there. It was an unbelievable night.
I was watching in the basement by myself.
That's it. No, you weren't. You were at Dylan Leahy's birthday party.
I was, but then I came home and finished the game in the
So anyway, it's going to be go down there. This could be. You could see. Well, one Wednesday night, you're going to see history. You'll see 325, right? You'll see what Yano or Yano and who knows how many. I mean, look, Taylor Rogers does not want to pitch in this series. I can tell you that now.
Also, okay, before we go any farther, Brent Suter is probably opening game 1. Albert Pujols should be batting second.
They're not going to do that.
They should. Brent Suter's opening game 1. There's no reason not to get.
Has it been announced? Because the old guy who throws more games than anyone this time of year, TBD, is listed.
Yeah, it's all from everything I've seen from beat reporters. I looked it up. It's Brent Suter. I'm not kidding. You bat him second.
Right.
Because he would have hit the ball 800 feet off of Brent Suter. Also, I'm gonna make a prediction, and then I want to talk about Montgomery for 1 second. But Albert's gonna do it this week. He's gonna hit the Reds this week.
So I'm gonna miss it. Is what you're telling me.
And here's why I think that he has 8 games after this week on the road, which means if he doesn't do it this week, he does it on the road. He's going to do it here. He's gonna do it this weekend.
All right. Also, one more thing for our fans. like I said, go down, support. Hey, first of all, one, support the local businesses down there because they are feasting because of you guys. COVID screwed them. Go to the Oyster Bar, go to Patios, go to Charlie Gito's, go to Salt and Smoke. I'm missing 400 different places right around there. Those are the ones that we usually hit. Go to BB's, go to all of those places down there and support them, pregame, postgame, whatever, because that'll really obviously help everything down there. But Friday, I think at 2, postseason tickets go on sale. I may have to have you make purchases and I will Venmo you money because I'm not going to be able to do it. And I'm going to every game.
Okay, I don't have enough money to buy every game for you.
They're not that expensive, bleacher seats. I will immediately send you the money. See, okay, here we go. Here comes the Caleb sob story. First of all, you have plenty of money that you could buy the tickets on Friday and I could send money to you immediately. See, we live in 2022 where we can get you money immediately.
You can send it to me before. Anyway, I want to talk about Montgomery for a second. Did you watch his R2C2 interview or part of it at least?
I did not.
So it was CC Sabathia. They were really close when he was on the Yankees. He said that multiple things, but he said one, he feels wanted here and loved. He said one fan said he wanted to buy his jersey. And he was like, that's cool. No one's ever bought my jersey before, so that's cool. But also he said that the biggest difference being here is that he feels like he's actually wanted. Like they got a guy to pitch in the postseason. They didn't trade me away. He kind of sort of bashed the Yankees because they told him not to throw his fastball. And now it's what he's doing. It's why he's having success. And he was like, I pushed back on it, but there's nothing I can do. They put the pitches down. I have to throw it. And then he also said he hopes they try and lock him down long term. The Cardinals. Okay. I mean, the Cardinals. So that was cool. That interview is cool. Go watch it like 30 minutes if you can. It's Ryan Rucco and CC Sabathia. That podcast is great. I watch it all the time. They've also had Jack Flaherty and Adam Wainwright on if you want to go watch it.
Well, everything CC Sabathia does, we should support. That's the way I look at it.
I love
it. And his son's a stud.
Yes.
So
I'm a big CC fan. But also, Nolan Arenado had an interview you might be interested in. It was in a paper. I don't remember who wrote it. It was Derek Gould or Jeff Jones or one of those people. And apparently he said that he hopes Albert Pujols comes back here next year to play with us.
He did.
He's not leaving. Not leaving. Albert is leaving. Albert's leaving. Nolan is not leaving.
No, zero chance.
It seems like there might be a handshake agreement already that says, hey, I'm staying.
Because as you were going to say, we're adding Mike Trout in the offseason. I was not joking when I said that. Like, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not Nostradamus. I'm not predicting things, but it would not surprise me one bit. And I do think, like, you look at the free agent list, they're not going to go after one of the big free. They're just not. They're not going after Judge, Correa. They're not going after those guys.
They have their by the way.
They have their best success via trade, and there is no doubt that the Angels are going to have to shop both of those guys. They want to sell the team, and they're not going to win with them. And if I'm Mike Trout, like, my God, could you imagine Mike?
Let's not get down that rabbit hole.
Let's worry about the team right now.
Yeah, let's not go down that rabbit hole. No, I couldn't imagine it. If you told me that Arenado, Goldie, and Trout were on our team 5 years ago and that happened, I would have had a heart attack and said,
and they're going to have the money, dude. That's the thing. They're going to have the money if they want.
They have the money to do whatever they want. Let's be honest.
Yeah, right.
They have to spend the money.
All right, before we take a trip around Major League Baseball, anything you need to say? Anything else you want Cardinal related? Besides, one, go out and support the team this week, everybody. 2, playoff tickets. I think it's 2 p.m. on Friday. I got the email today, but check that out.
And they'll be on StubHub if you can't get them. You'll be fine. You can go if you want to go.
Why are you plugging StubHub when they don't sponsor us?
I'm just saying they'll be on whatever ticket app you want.
You go.
You'll be able to go if you want to go. Not really. I don't really have anything. I mean, I think Tommy deserves a lot of love. That double, he doesn't hit that. Him and Dickerson don't do what they did. Albert doesn't do what he did, so that was awesome.
Right.
But no, I mean they need to start hitting. That's their offense is way too inconsistent right now. But I'm not too worried about it. So I think they'll be fine.
Just one thing on the Brewers point or standpoint also, when we're looking at what do they have to do to even make the wild card, let alone catch the Cardinals. Eric Lauer out. Peralta looks like he might get shut down for the year. I mean, I love it. Devin didn't look good. Devin hasn't looked good his last 3 outings, but that changeup is so filthy. Like, whatever,
He'll be fine.
Yeah, absolutely, he will.
They're 2 games back. They've got a chance, but they're really 3 games back. They have to be leading. They can't be tied. So
yeah,
we'll see. I don't know. I don't trust the Padres any more than I trust the Brewers, and the Padres have a tough schedule. A lot of games against the Dodgers for them. So it wouldn't, and the Brewers are the only team threatening them.
I mean, the one thing we always talk about is the loss column. I mean, when you're 8 back in the loss column, like I'll take my
back in the
chances.
loss column. Oh, well, against us.
The
Yeah, no,
Brewers.
they're done in the division. That's already.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll say
So
it here now.
I think as we transition from Cardinals to rest of league, the first thing we have to start with is the rule changes.
Mm-hmm.
That was huge this week, like honestly, and it looks like you're going to get another one, I think, in the offseason. So you want to go through the rule changes? Do you want me to go through? Why don't you go through them and we'll talk about them?
Okay, so the base change one, if you think you care about the bases being changed, you don't.
No.
You don't care. If you think you do and you have some idea of you caring, you do not care. It's for player safety more than anything. I'm all for it. I've seen Bryce Harper. I've seen Eloy Jimenez. I've seen multiple people, Franmil Reyes, get hurt on the bases. That shouldn't happen ever. Good. They need to
Jason Kendall, grossest baseball injury I've ever seen at first base with his ankle.
Did you see Buster Posey get hit and break his leg?
Yes.
Okay, well, then I'm not watching that one because that was enough for me.
Remember the guy from Louisville? The basketball player?
Oh.
It's worse. The Jason Kendall one's worse.
Okay. Jason Kendall, by the way, underappreciated baseball player. But
absolutely. So yes,
so
bigger bases.
I don't really have anything to say about it. Is it going to help you steal bases? Maybe one a year for each team. I don't really care about that.
Right.
Pitch clock, all for it. I don't think it might be a little too quick. 15 seconds. That is 16. That's really fast. I think it should be probably 18 to 20. I don't know about that. Like that's a drastic difference to see. There's very few pitchers in the league that are under what they want, and that's a big difference. The biggest thing that I want people to try and understand, they're not doing this to get the game time shorter. That's what people want to say. Well, we don't want it to be 2.5 hours instead of 3. That doesn't matter. Well, they're doing it for pace of play. They're not doing it for play, for time. I don't give a shit about how long the game is. No one does. If it's a 4-hour slugfest, it's back and forth, like some of those Astros Dodgers games in 2017 were. No one cared. But when it's like the last World Series, it was a snooze fest the entire fucking time. That was boring as shit. And there's pitching change every 5 seconds, and it was 4.5-hour games where they were 4-2. No one wants that. So I'm glad they're doing that as well. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I will say the one thing I'm intrigued to see is how they call that, right? Because if you watch, right, the NFL has the clock, right? But we all know when it goes to 0, nobody
Aaron
blows
Rodgers or Tom Brady, they don't blow it.
Well, for almost anybody. I watched a lot of football on Sunday. For almost nobody do. There's another second or two. There's going to be, especially at the beginning, there's going to be a grace period, right? I mean, there has to be. You don't think so?
No. Did you see the umpires coming out and wiping Gio and Helsley's arms down over the weekend?
No.
Did you see that?
No.
Apparently, they've been the league put out some memo about there being sunscreen and rosin mixed together. They came out and rubbed Helsley and Gio's arm off in save situations this weekend. So no, the umpires will follow the rules as they're put because they don't want to get yelled at. I don't blame them.
Well, they're going to be robots soon anyway.
Here's the thing that I'm worried about. I think if it's the 8th or 9th inning, that rule should go away. Gone. Yeah. Don't care. No pitch clock. Because I don't want in the close game. I just don't want, you to have to speed up Gio or Helsley or Oldest Chapman, whoever it is. I don't care. In a big situation, you should be able to think. That's part of the attention. It's the fun of the game is when it's a cat and mouse game and you're thinking, what do I throw? What's he sitting on? I don't want that gone because you have a clock. I do not want that.
15 seconds is a long time. You also have the receivers. We'll see how that works in the playoffs. It's gonna be interesting to see. I'm for it. I'm at least. See, you went to Chick-fil-A today.
I DoorDashed it.
Would that cost about $48?
Don't talk about it.
This man doesn't have money to buy my playoff tickets.
I was hungry.
Anyway, and then the third change.
That's the. Well, hold on. Not the shift? We won't get to that yet. I do want to talk about the pickoff rule. I hate it.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
I hate it. Why?
I don't understand that one bit.
Why? Jack was not happy about these rule changes, by the way. Or
no one should be happy about it.
Nolan and Jack were not happy because they feel like they gave concerns about each of them they weren't listened to. Shocker. And I'll be not listening to his players. What's new? I hate that because if you can only pick up 3 times, but on the 3rd time you have to pick him off. I don't know what the penalty is for it. Do you know what that is? Does he get second base? Is it a balk?
No, I do not know.
But
I don't like
so you're telling me that if you throw over twice, the runner can just go halfway to second because he knows you're going to be afraid to pick off?
Well, then you could step off.
Can you? You have a pitch clock.
Yeah, it's not a pick off.
You have a pitch clock.
That's true. Well, if you throw the ball, I mean, I don't know. I don't
know. You only get one step off. You only get one step off. And
a lot of questions. Yeah, I don't
I
know.
don't know.
I don't
I'm
like
in
it. I
favor
don't
of the
get
pitch
it.
clock on the surface, but you've got to be able to. I don't know if they ironed it out enough in the minor leagues. Like they saw the results they wanted, and then they just streamlined it, and I don't love that.
Yeah.
It
And
almost
then
feels
the
like there's going to
shift.
be some of these rules where in a couple of years they're going to probably take them back away.
They're gonna
Like
be
the
gone.
shift, I love the shift. That's great.
Yeah.
I don't want any lines on the field though to tell them where
You
to
mean
stand.
you don't love the shift? You love banning the shift?
I love banning the shift. Gone. I
Yeah,
hate it.
same. Same. I get the argument of teach them to hit the ball the other way.
I don't.
And even Terry Francona came out and said that. But look, Terry, when you were playing, they were throwing 88 miles per hour.
Terry Francona is a great manager, and I love him. I'm a big fan.
Same.
But I hate that.
Yeah.
And I hate that because one, Terry, you've coached enough. They have shifts on Jose Ramirez who does kick the ball the other way. It doesn't even matter.
Right.
They're trying to take it away to where if you hit your optimum swing, they can catch it.
Yeah.
It's not even about that. Look, they shift Tommy and DC all the time. How many times do you see those guys go the other way and beat it? A lot.
Yeah.
Like it's not about that. It's about taking away extra base hits. It's about trying to force guys out of their swing, and you're telling them they should be doing it. The problem is, like, say, if you're everyone wants to use Joey Gallo as the example, so I'll play along and do that. If you're a pitcher and you say, hey, and you're the coach, you're like, Joey, go the other way. They're shifting you. The pitcher will take a Joey Gallo single over the 450-foot bombs he hits every other game, every day of the week. So they're trying to force you out of your best swing. Why, as a manager, would you want that to do that to your player? Why would you want your player trying to hit measly singles the other way?
They're also taking away the biggest part of the field, the middle. Like you know what I mean?
I don't understand the thing. Hey, let's change your hitting philosophy completely once you get to the big leagues and why you got here. I hate that. Good, gone. I hate it. I hate the shift. The amount of times I want to like punch the wall because it was a game time run on second base and there's a base hit up the middle and it's fielded. And also the biggest thing for me that is an advantage to the game and no one wants to talk about for some reason is if there's a ball hit up the middle and it's not gonna be a hit. I want to see Francisco Lindor making a diving play and getting him out. I don't want to see him standing there because a piece of paper told him to. You have the best athletes you have ever had in the history of baseball on the field right now. Can I see some of their athleticism, please? Instead of some nerd telling them to stand there, please.
Go watch old videos of Ozzie and Barry Larkin and Omar Vizquel and Ray Ordonez making plays up the middle that no human should ever make.
I love
bring it back. I agree.
Watching defensive players take away hits. I don't love when they take away hits because they're told to stand there by some guy in glasses up top watching from the stands. Stop. Yeah. I'm over it. Also, get people out of baseball. I don't want it anymore.
Brad Pitt was telling them. And then it does look like there's at least going to be a massive discussion that it looks like the 3 batter minimum is going to be gone in the offseason. So that'd be cool.
Really? I don't like that.
They have found that it is not. I do. They have found that it does not speed the game up. That there is literally zero data to support keeping it, and the players hate it. So
I get that.
And I don't think the managers like it either. And
I'm fine getting rid of it. That has to slow the game down because there's going to be more bullpen changes.
Well, they had it now for 3 years, and I heard Danny Mac talking about it the other night, and I think it was Brad. And then I also heard them talking about it on one of the MLB, might have been MLB Central, about how there's literally zero data to support that it's literally doing nothing. It's just a rule to have a rule.
I've always hated that as well because it just inflates a reliever's ERAs because they have to face people they shouldn't have to face.
Yep.
So I agree with that. It takes away jobs as well.
And I know you'll disagree with my next statement, but now if we get rid of putting the guy on second base to start the extra innings, I'd be fine with that too.
Do you here's what I'm going to ask you. You're going to have to play along with me for a second. When you watch hockey games in the regular season, I know it's rare, but when you do you like the shootout?
Fine. That's not what they're doing, though.
Hold on. It makes it ends the game quicker, so everyone likes it that much. How about fine? If you want that gone, Dad, go play 162 games.
I would have. First of all, I would have given my left nut to do that.
Yeah. Okay. Go do it now.
I'm 48 and out of shape. Not going to happen.
Dad, I'm okay with you losing a game because my runner's on second base if it saves you from playing 18 innings.
I hate it. Imagine NBA game being tied at half, and they say we're gonna play 3-on-3 half court to finish out the last 5 minutes.
They have a half.
Imagine a football game going to overtime, and then we're just gonna start the ball at the 20, like they do in college.
You want to talk to me about football? A team just tied in football yesterday. Shut up.
Well, they did, but at least they played another 15-minute quarter.
They tied. That is so much worse. And football has the worst overtime rules of all time. So do not talk to me about overtime in football.
I get it, but they don't change the game.
Yeah, they do. If the other team scores, you lose.
I agree. I don't
They
like
completely
that.
change it, and it's horrible. Take it back.
But they don't now. Remember, you have to score a touchdown.
At least they get. At least the other team, the home team, has
Just
a
have a
chance to
home
tie
run
it.
derby, like your hockey shootout.
I'd be okay with that, actually.
Yeah.
Make it like
do
the
a
shootout.
skills challenge. Let's do a skills
I'm
challenge.
okay. Here's why I'm okay with it. 162 games. That's not going to kill any team for a postseason. I like getting guys out of there sooner. I like not having to use the bullpen arms because we're starting to learn. Stars don't go as deep. Bullpen arms are more. They're being used more and they're more valuable than ever. So I like that fact of it. And also, no one wants to watch a 5-hour baseball game
I
that keeps going
understand
back
that
and
you
forth
say
with
that.
no runs.
That's
innings.
not true. There are people who do.
No
Also, I
one
don't
wants
like it in
that.
the postseason at all.
Have you ever watched a 15-inning extra game? It's not in the postseason.
Yes.
They take it away in the postseason.
Oh, that's right. Okay, they did change.
That's
that.
why
That
I'm
is
okay
right.
with it. It's
Yeah.
perfectly
Okay.
fine.
Fair.
It quickens it up.
The
The players get to go. They don't have to. I mean, dude, they go through so much. I don't think they mind taking an hour off of a game if they have to, even if they lose. I really don't. It's 162.
Just a couple things before we get to the power rankings and get out of here. And if you have anything else, Aaron Judge is not human. 55. He's gonna break the Roger Maris Yankee AL record, right? Like he is.
Yeah, it's still gonna be tough. And here's the thing: can he do it? Yeah, I think. If I had to bet, I'd say he will. But hitting 6 home runs in like 20 games is still no like small feat. It's so hard.
I hope his hair doesn't fall out like Rogers.
Roger Maris was his career is so strange.
You still haven't seen the movie?
I don't need to. I looked at his stats.
Oh Jesus!
Either way, Aaron. Yeah, I mean he's incredible. He's gonna get paid, and I hope it. I think it should be in New York, man. He needs to stay there. Don't you think?
Yeah, I agree.
They can't
Absolutely.
lose him. They're New York. You can pay him. You're paying Dawson $35 million to do nothing.
Yeah, I agree.
Pay Aaron Judge.
MLB tried to say the Dodgers clinched, and they even had a massive celebration, but they didn't clinch. But they didn't because there was an error. So they really didn't. They have one game to clinch. Still very fast. Like good for them. I don't love clinching this early if I were a Dodger fan.
I will say in 2017 they did this. They lost 17 out of 20 games, and then they still went to the World Series. So I don't think they care. If any team knows how to turn it on in October, it's the Dodgers. They've done it so many times.
Ohtani goes out and pitches well again, and then hits number 34 the next day.
After he had a blister on his finger and he was pitching that well, and then he had a homer the next day.
I don't even know.
He's the best player to ever live. I can continue saying it. He just is.
I appreciate D's Stephen Kwan for AL Rookie of the Year. The run that he's on, the campaign he is leading. Massive respect and support for that. Jay, after last night, it was over anyway, even though I think Rutschman has a very good argument. And Bobby Witt is pretty far away. It's over. It's J-Rod's. It's done.
He's sprinting currently towards a 30-30 season, and I really hope he gets it. Is it bad that I'm more invested in that than Aaron Judge's 62 home runs?
No.
Because I really want to see Julio Rodriguez get a 30-30.
Yeah.
He's at 25 with 20 games to go. I think he gets to 30-30. He gets a 5 WAR. He's having a great season. He's so good. I'm a big
anything
fan.
else you want to hit on around the?
You have to be a fool to trade that guy in fantasy, right? Before he even debuts.
An idiot, an absolute idiot. Probably your team would collapse in the playoffs.
He's a 140 OPS plus. Yeah, what his 2 homers that helped you yesterday?
Huh?
What his 2 homers have helped you yesterday?
No, my team died, dude. Here's the thing: Wilson Contreras not even playing. That's the guy I traded him for. Right at the time, good deal because I needed a catcher, and he's the best.
And you gave me his brother, who's arguably been better.
And then he's dead. Bryce Harper has the injuries, dude. Harper, it's over. I don't want to get into it. It's done. Anything else you want to talk about baseball before we get to the power rankings?
I'll talk. If I have anything, I'll probably think of it during the power rankings.
I just have 2 football related things because I think we'll get to football later in the year. It is still a sport that we love and it is going on. Saints, what a fucking comeback. That was the awesome. Falcons, maybe the worst, but when it's the Falcons after the 28-3, and then this happened, I can't be any happier that it was against the Falcons. There was no way they should have won that. There's no way that pass to Jarvis Landry should have been caught.
How about that black kick?
A 19% completion chance, they said, and he caught it, and then they go on. Michael Thomas does nothing the first half, shows up monster second half. I saw that our secondary played every snap in the entire game, same guys. Good win.
Good to have Marcus May.
They won.
Good to have Marcus May up there.
Also, welcome back, Willie fucking Lutz.
Yep. Yeah, great to have him back as always. I mean, in that block kick, I mean, that was a great win. That was. I wish I could watch it. Fucking NFL. Let me watch your games,
I know.
please.
There's
Gosh, okay.
not that I support this, but there's evidently a group that in New Orleans that call themselves Sluts for Lutz, and I think that's fucking hilarious. They're like a fan group.
I wonder. I think Will's married, isn't he? I don't know if he loves that.
Yeah, I don't think it's like, I just think it's funny, right? That it's this group of
He's also
women
the
who
name
love.
on my fantasy team, and you stole him from me.
Yeah, well, I think that's going to be my name now in fantasy. Is Sluts for Lutz.
You're stealing my Lutz.
No, I'm stealing their. I'm actually stealing their thing.
Okay, fine. I mean, I already had the Lutz.
And then also, one of the greatest things happened to me on Saturday. Cost me $100. Cost me $100. Had it won. Nice little parlay win. One thing has to happen. And Marshall, we are Marshall. No Matthew McConaughey this time. No Randy Moss. No Chad Pennington. No Byron Leftwich. But they went into Notre Dame and beat them. Greatest fucking moment of my life.
Notre Dame have been frauds for
ever.
Yeah, forever. I don't even have
ever.
They're not a top tier team. I bet all the Notre Dame fans that have been bashing Brian Kelly are feeling kind of stupid now tonight.
Well, I'm not going to get into Brian Kelly. I don't know if he's good or not, but we'll find out. But they're dead, and I couldn't be happier. Hey, best thing that ever happened to Notre Dame was Rudy, and that's a fucking terrible movie.
I don't like that movie. I do like Sean Astin though.
Yeah, well, no, the best part is Charles S. Dutton, and he didn't even exist. He wasn't even a real person.
I don't like that movie. Not a fan.
It's terrible. All right.
Anyway, power rankings. Wait, there was one more thing I wanted to say.
Oh no, Suarez.
I was gonna, but when I get to the Mariners, I'll talk about him. Eugenio. When we get to the Mariners, I'll talk about him because they're in the power rankings. Not really a spoiler. Obviously, they're in it. You ready?
Okay. Yeah, let's do this.
All right, number 10. I got the Phillies because they edged out the Padres for the number 10 spot. They've been going back and forth for that all year. I don't like either team.
That's why last week I told you I didn't want to put a 10th team in there.
And I know the Guardians just had a big series this weekend. I recognize that, D, if you're listening, but I just can't put them in the top 10 right now. They haven't been playing well enough.
They're like, no, I agree.
But I don't know. I mean, they're just both seem to be like, I mean, they have good record. Like a 13 game above 500 record is not bad by any means, but just seems like both teams are meddling right now, doesn't it? Like,
I mean, they're 5-5. Look, the team that's hot right now is the White Sox. They're 7-3 in the Central, and I know they're 2.5 games back, but they're finally playing good baseball.
Yeah, I wonder what that coincided with. There's not some guy no longer in the dugout, is there?
I mean, remember what I said, and you told me not to do that. I'm just letting you know.
I saw a tweet yesterday that said Tony was back in the clubhouse talking to them yesterday, and my first thought was, I wonder how many of them were upset that happened.
All of them, 28.
Okay, you want to move on to number 9? I got the Rays, so we got a little bit of a shakeup. I think the Rays are playing good baseball, and it was more of teams passing them than them falling, if you know what I mean. They did lose the big series in New York that really could have gained them some ground in the division. I think that division's all about wrapped up, to be honest with you.
Same.
The Rays have a really tough schedule. I don't see them beating the Yankees enough to pass them. But they're a good team. I think their playoff berth is basically all but locked up at this point. I don't think anyone wants to play them in the playoffs either, but I don't know. I think there are a couple teams that have played really well, and I'm more excited about them than them currently. So it brings me to number 8, which is the Blue Jays. They are playing very, very well right now. They're 70-61.
Bo Bichette is on a heater.
Yeah, Bo Bichette went nuclear. He's batted 500 last week with 5 home runs, which I talked about him, I think, last week, that they needed him. He's supposed to be one of their best hitters. And
you called him disappointing.
He was. He
heard you. Again, people are listening to you.
I'm a big Bo Bichette fan, so I'm
Hell's bells. Hey, they fixed that. I think the pod, I think the amount of people that are listening, Yachty goes on a heater. Mm-hmm. Bo Bichette goes on a heater. Jameis Winston leads back the Saints. I didn't really say anything about that, but I just figured.
No, I like Jameis. Do not put that in my mouth.
That dude is hilarious. That dude is hilarious, man. He is funny.
Podcast, and we all know that.
He might have stole shit from pennies. I don't know, but he is funny.
I'm a big fan of him.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Jays, I really like them. I think they're just gonna have to outslug people at this point. I think their rotation was supposed to be one of the best. It's been disappointing. But man, when you look at that lineup, if they're clicking, you can't pitch to it. It's that simple.
But, I still think their biggest concern is their starting pitching.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. They just gonna have to outslug people.
Yeah.
It's not even gonna matter. Just go hit home runs.
You need Gausman to be just good enough to keep you in the game.
You need Gausman to be Gausman, and I think he still has that in him. He just hasn't done that lately.
Same. But Barrios hasn't been great. I mean, he just doesn't get strikeouts anymore. He hasn't been terrible, but
I
he's
don't
up
know
and
what's
down.
up with. I don't know what's up.
I don't
with
either. Odd.
Because I still feel like there's going to be a year where he's going to like win a Cy Young or something because he has it in him.
Yeah.
Number 7, and I know they just won a big series, but they fell a spot. The Yankees are at number 7 for me. I believe the lowest they've been all year, if I'm not mistaken.
Not even close.
They were 6 last week, right?
No, yes, that's fair. I'm just saying it's
I
definitely the
get that
lowest.
they're playing better, and I get their offense had a good game yesterday. I just feel like
Against
I don't know.
Rasmussen,
They played
too.
so bad for 2 months. I just can't. When I look at other teams and what they've been doing, like the team that's at number 6, I just feel like they deserve to be ahead of them right now. They're a better team, a better baseball team right now where we stand today. So number 6 is the Mariners. They just won a huge series against Atlanta, winning back-to-back games. You know, they gave up. They had a 4-run lead, gave up 5 in the ninth. I mean, we'll talk about Michael Harris in a second, but that guy's become one of the best. He had a 3-run homer, one of the best players in baseball. And then J-Rod to hit the homer to tie it, and then Eugenio Suarez to hit the homer to win it, to walk it off. I mean, that was awesome. The emotion in Seattle. I want to talk about Eugenio Suarez. He got thrown into that Jesse Winker trade because the Reds were probably saying, we'll give you Winker, but you have to take this contract from us.
Yes.
And he's been way better than Jesse Winker.
He's
30
been
homers
great.
and over 800 OPS. He's one of the best third basemen in baseball this year.
How many homers?
30.
That's what I thought.
That's incredible. That's Nolan Arenado homer levels.
Yeah.
Almost. And then 800 OPS, it's not eye-popping, but for Eugenio Suarez, that's around his career best. Like, that's when he's at his best. He's in the 800s with 30 bombs. So,
there was a stat at one point in time. He's like in the last however many years, he like leads Major League Baseball in home runs.
Since 2018.
There it is. Thank you.
Because he had 51 year, and he's always in the 40s, it seems like. With 30.
Yeah.
But great signing for them. Also, I love the energy he plays with. He seems like such a good guy. So
they interviewed him last night. It was pretty awesome.
All right, number 5, we got the Cardinals. So they'll stay the same. I don't see them moving, if I'm being honest. They'd have to win like 10 in a row, to be honest with you. But I think we talked enough about them. But I think they're one of the best.
Yeah, I think we hit that.
I think they have as good of a chances as anyone, but maybe the Dodgers and Astros to win a World Series. That's where I'm at with them. 4, I got the Braves. They moved back down below the Mets. They passed them for one day. One day they were in first place in the East, and then they lost one. Now they're back 1.5 games. They lost immediately. I think the Mets are going to win that division. They don't seem like they want to be denied.
Yeah, it does seem that way.
So I don't know. I want to put them ahead of the Mets because I like the Braves. But man, Michael Harris, we haven't given that guy enough credit. He's not only going to be the Rookie of the Year, which I think he should be at this point.
Hold on.
He was red hot the last week. I'm changing.
I brought this up in your exact words 7 days ago.
Yeah.
Where it's Spencer Strider and it's not even close.
It wasn't. And then I saw Michael Harris got his OPS over 900 and it's close now. And now it's Michael Harris's award. The dude is not – he's a top 10 outfielder in baseball.
You and Eminem sing for the moment.
No, I mean, yeah, it's allowed to change. It's an award. The season hasn't ended, has it?
You looked me dead in the eyes and said it's not even close.
He's raised his OPS like 50 points since I looked last.
In a week, he raised it 50 points.
Yeah, it's at 909 now. That's incredible. That's like Nolan Arenado level.
I said to you, don't you think we should have a discussion about Michael Harris? It's not even close, Spencer Strider.
It wasn't when I said that.
It was a week ago, 7 days.
I mean, Michael Harris, I can look at the game logs, but he's been on fire.
He has been. I'm not arguing that. But I tried to bring this up a week ago, and you shut me down.
Okay, if I would have asked you a week ago if Freddie Freeman was going to pass Paul Goldschmidt in the batting average, would you have said yes?
I don't know.
Well, he did.
Okay.
Things happen. What are you talking about here? He's gone. He had a 3-run homer yesterday, and he's been on fire. I don't know. I'm not even having this conversation with you. My opinion is Michael Harris now. It's changed.
Okay, that's fine. I tried to have this conversation a week ago.
Just like if Aaron Judge were to get hot and get 70 homers, he'd be the MVP over Shohei for me. But that hasn't happened yet. All right, now moving on. Number 3, I've got the Mets.
Yep.
Next. Number 2, I've got the Astros. Number 1, I've got the Dodgers.
Okay. Boom.
It is what it is. There it is.
Boom. It be what it be. All right, I think we covered quite a bit of stuff there that we needed to. Again, September baseball is hot. College football is in full effect. Texas A&M lose to App State. Game day is going to App State this weekend.
Hold on, sorry. I was looking at Michael Harris. 3 home runs in his last 7 games. Suck it. I hate you.
Anyway, did you hear me?
He didn't strike out either. No, I wasn't.
Game day's going to App State this weekend. First time ever.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
App State. That's a cool college.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's right in the mountains, so there's going to be some
That would be
interesting
why it's
folks
called
out
App
there.
State.
Yep. I mean, I'm just saying, like, there's going to be some we did watch the Wonderful Whites of West Virginia, so it will be interesting.
We also went to the Smoky Mountains, and there are some areas that I don't want to go back to.
That's fair. That's fair. Anyway, yeah, so we got that. College football's in full effect. NFL, Monday Night Football getting ready to kick off. Russell Wilson back in Seattle. That'll be interesting to watch. The Cowboys are dead. Dak Prescott's out for 2 months. So
I feel. Oh, I want to talk about that. I feel so bad for that guy.
Yeah, I do too, but I hate. Like I grew up. Everybody knows I grew up a Cowboys fan. They're dead to me now. I put all my buckets or all my things in the Saints bucket. They're terrible.
Yeah, but I'm talking about Dak Prescott, the human. I don't care about the player.
Oh, agreed.
He's
but
gone
also,
through a really
you know
tough
who else is terrible? Kyler Murray and the Cardinals are the. I put out a tweet last night. I don't know who's more overrated, the Cowboys or the Cardinals. They're not good.
Well, they don't have D-Hop. That does affect the offense.
Oh, TJ Watt, I understand that, but did you? Like,
JJ Watt.
First of all, shout out to the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes.
JJ Watt.
Patrick Mahomes came out and said Tyreek who?
JJ Watt.
That's what I meant. JJ Watt. Oh, also TJ Watt torn pec, maybe back though. They thought out for the year. Heard today potentially back. So
I'm just gonna say he's not out for the year. He's TJ Watt. He's a psychopath. But
does he really need a pec?
Yeah, they're probably huge. What was I going to say? You just said something that I was going to talk about.
I was talking about the Cardinals and then the Cowboys, and that was I don't know what else.
No, it wasn't. I know those two things.
Chargers look good. Justin Herbert's a dude, as we all knew.
What the hell happened to Mike Williams?
Well, he'll be good now. Keenan Allen's out, but I had Mike Williams last year. First of all, the roller coaster of owning Mike Williams in fantasy. Last year, I think he had like 4 games where he had 2 or less targets, and then he'll have next week. He could potentially have 14 catches for 200 yards and 2 duds.
So do you think it's the cornerback shutting him down or that Justin Herbert just wants to make us mad?
I think it's that Keenan Allen is open every fucking play.
He's so good.
And I don't know how you don't throw to him.
Is he a Hall of Famer? Is that a conversation we need to have?
100%.
He's had such a great career.
Yeah.
Yeah, was he on a Steve Smith senior level?
Yeah, I would say. I'd have to look at those stats. I don't know. I shouldn't say that.
Someone's going to say I'm stupid, and Steve Smith's going to be way above him and everything. But whatever.
Smith,
also, Julio Jones,
wanted to play him.
Glad I drafted that guy. He might be back.
Who?
Julio Jones. He had a great week.
Yeah, he looked great. Tom
He'll be starting over Robert Woods. Who?
Tom didn't look great last night.
Yeah, what the fuck, man?
I mean, he's human.
No, it's because he's on my fucking fantasy team and he wants to spite me. The only time I've drafted that bastard, he decided to go up there. If I was playing him, he would have dropped a 40 spot on me.
Packers lose game 1 again. That was interesting.
Their receivers are horrible. They might have the worst receiving core I've ever seen.
If Quinn Ewers doesn't get hurt, Texas beats Alabama on Saturday. That place was booming. It was like 185 degrees there, it looked like. And that place was hopping. And, hey, they played great even with the backup in there against Alabama and had a chance to win.
Can I make a prediction for you? And this probably is going to be wrong, but I'm going to make it anyway.
Yeah.
I've been thinking it, and I want it on record. I think Russell Wilson wins the MVP this year.
Okay. It's on record.
It's on record. That's my prediction.
It's like Spencer Strider.
Prediction for the year.
Not even close.
I didn't make a prediction. I said at the time he was the leader. I don't think
you did. You said not
even
close.
I will say that I was wrong.
I said my exact thing was, should we talk about Michael Harris for Rookie of the Year? And you said, no, it's Spencer Strider. It's not even close.
Okay, I was wrong. I can admit that. That makes me a bigger man than you. You don't do that. But
we are on our apology tour today.
What I was going to say, I'm not apologizing for anything. What I was going to say is I was wrong, by the way. He did not read his OPS as much as I thought.
Oh, let me just explain what just happened in 5 seconds. I'm not apologizing for anything. I was wrong, by the way.
No, I was wrong about Michael Harris raising his OPS. I was just wrong about where it was at. I thought he was in the 850s last week, but I guess he was still at 900.
You legitimately said you weren't apologizing for anything and then apologized.
I didn't apologize. I just said I was wrong. I can admit being wrong without apologizing for it. I'm not sorry at all that I was wrong. I just was wrong.
You're too much, dude. You in that jail cell. We put a goddamn poster or a tapestry or something up on the wall.
It's very rare. I come in here to play video games and I leave.
All right, so that's it.
I just want to shout out Michael Harris, and now you're out here shitting on him. I don't understand.
2 things before we get out of here. Just a reminder. Every time that thing falls off. Every time.
Do you want this? I just broke it.
No, it's not broken. Just a reminder, our giveaway is going strong. Where'd it go? There it is. It's good. Everything's good. We got it. All is well. Giveaway is going great.
You didn't practice this?
No, I didn't practice it at all. There it is. Giveaway is going very well for the Whitey Herzog baseball. Again, you can follow us please give us a follow on Twitter. Retweet, you'll find our tweets. I try to put them out every day. And then take a screenshot of the subscription on YouTube, and you're entered to win. I think we've got almost, 8 or 9 entrants. That's not a lot, but hey, keep telling friends. We got a few more today.
Gives you a better chance to get to enter. To win. So go do it.
Absolutely. And then second thing, just a reminder, you do only have like 3 weeks left of the baseball season, but the giveaway on Major League Baseball TV, I just kind of like to keep pumping that because you can watch all these teams that we reference every week that maybe you don't, you know the names, but you're not getting to see a lot of the games because of blackout restrictions or you don't have the access to all of that. Hey, you've got access now if you have a college kid in your life.
And also, if you don't live in the New York or Atlanta area, that's the best race going on right now. So go watch the Braves and Mets games.
Absolutely. And then for obviously reminder this weekend, get out and go down to Busch Stadium. Support the local businesses around there. Be loud as fuck because it's going to be amazing. You're going to get to see, like I said, Wednesday, we know history is going to be made. And then you've got it's not just the Albert Chase. This team is fun. Like I know that I understand they struggle and people on Twitter want to go batshit crazy about how it's just Nolan and Goldie and how this offense is terrible and they're unpredictable. Fuck off. That's not the way this team is. They play good baseball. They stay in almost every game, which gives them a shot to win late if they need be. And they have some of the most clutch hitters in that lineup.
Before we go, Cardinals in their last 3 wins have 14 runs in the 9th inning and 11 runs in every inning before that. That's weird. That's crazy stat.
Yeah. Don't see that very often. It's not a great stat, by the way. Like it's not great.
4 wins. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying. I know, but I'm saying I'd like to see us go ahead and score some runs in the first 8 innings.
No, but here's the thing: you're going to be dominated by pitchers in the postseason. It happens. Right. Being able to stay in a game and have the faith to come back and win, it's a big trait to have. So it's good to see.
Yep. All right. So those are a couple reminders. Like we said, you can follow us on all the socials at @more_noble, at CalebNoble08. Obviously, we're on Facebook, the More You Noble Sports Podcast. We will not be back till next week. Mike Godar is joining us. I just got text confirmation on that. So that's awesome. I can't wait to get him. We're going to talk some little postseason. I'm going to have us all kind of go through our postseason rosters. And then by then, who knows what the races look like around the league as well. So maybe by then, you'll have a new National League Rookie of the Year.
Maybe. We'll see. I mean, it could go 0-for-12 and Strider could strike out 15, and then it probably will change.
Anyway, you guys are awesome. We will not be back, like I said, until next Monday when we will also announce our giveaway winner. So that'll be cool. We'll get to announce that. I'm going to Louisville this weekend. So you have 2 jobs. All right. You have to keep me updated on what's going on. And you have to buy playoff tickets at 2 on Friday. Okay, cool. The rest of you, I would suggest doing the same, but let us go ahead and get ours first. So we have and then log on later.
Yeah.
Fair? All right.
That's fair.
Anything else you need to say, dude, or are we about to get out of here?
I'm good.
All right. Hey, again, thank you so much. We can't say enough how much we appreciate your support. You guys are absolutely fantastic. We will talk to you soon. Have an amazing week. Go Cards.